Send it.
Oh, we are live.
Terrific.
Make sure we get the people in here.
Switch over here. All right. You ready to roll?
It would appear as though we are ready to roll.
All right.
Do we have any people in the comments right now, though? That's the $1 million question.
We kind of need you for this show concept to work, right?
Yeah. Somebody let us know you're here, and then we're going to get started with the actual formalities of Takes on Takes. Comments. Refuse to. Andrew Blake. Good evening. Okay. I'm ready when you are, Joe.
I felt like, do you remember the scene in The Lion King where Simba is just fresh out of rolling through those like tumbleweeds and he's looking for, no, it's after the stampede and Mufasa goes down. He goes, somebody, anybody, help.
Somebody, anybody.
Right. That's what I felt like when we were waiting for somebody to.
I don't know if you saw it, but we had like 12 comments come through at exactly the same time. So
all right.
We're officially good to go.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes here on the Draft Dudes podcast presented by Locked On. It's Joe Marino and Kyle Krabs from the Draft Network, and we are your hosts here on this live Takes on Takes episode of the show. Today's episode is brought to you by Visa. Help support your local businesses, whether they're your corner stores, coffee spots, or favorite shops. Local businesses have always been on your team, supporting you and your community. But right now, more than ever, local businesses need our support. So let's be there for them. The next time you go shopping, make the choice to shop at a local business and look for the contactless symbol and tap to pay with a contactless Visa to support your community, because where and how you shop matters. Visa, everywhere you want to be. Official partner of the NFL. Kyle, welcome.
Breaking news.
Is there?
Well, Nick Bosa confirmed ACL tear.
We got to get
as
some
we
good
are
news
live
going here, man.
Yeah, this sucks. And it's
like
that. Solomon Thomas probably isn't going to be much better news for San Francisco. We already have a 49ers take from M. Webb.
Okay, shall we?
You want to take it?
Yeah.
Kind of segue out of the Joey Bosa news or Nick Bosa news. Take from M. Webb. The 49ers will finish last in the NFC West, and they will be at least 3 games behind third place in the division.
Man, what a disappointing year that would be coming off of an NFC championship, but they're snake bitten, man. You got to have your players, and it's disappointing because you love the move to go get Trent Williams. You felt like they had the types of receivers needed to run that offense. They have dynamic running backs. Jet McKinnon was back, but they're not healthy, and the Cardinals look good, and Seattle looks good, and the Rams are 2-0. I will take that they finished last in the NFC West. I don't know about at least 3 games.
Yeah, like if we were sitting here and Kittle was out for the year and Garoppolo was out for the year, then I'd get on board. But Garoppolo, there's a chance he plays this upcoming weekend. Kittle, it's a knee sprain. Sherman's on IR for a more short-term duration than he is a long-term duration. So I think they can get the chance to get some reinforcements and not fall too far off the pace, but the Rams are a better football team than Joe. I think both of us anticipated that they would be.
Yeah.
At this point, based off this very small 1/8 of the season sample size, but Rams look good. So yeah, I'm buying this as well.
I'll tell you what, smart play though by M. Webb. I think he might be a Seahawks fan, so he might not like this, but the last time the Draft Dudes doubted the 49ers, what happened? So
they did good.
If they turn this thing around and they keep it afloat, you know who to thank. Let me give you this one. This is from the Sports Nut. Sent it on Twitter. He said, Trevor Lawrence should return to school for his senior year, a la Andrew Luck, if the Jets have the number 1 pick and Gase is retained.
So this right here?
Yeah, sick.
In the YouTube comments.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword. Because from a marketing standpoint and a brand perspective, is there anywhere better to go than New York City? Maybe LA?
Yeah,
but
probably.
It's going to be, since you are the biggest star in college football, going to the Big Apple. And that will come with ample exposure. But at the same time, it also comes with probably unrealistic expectations. And in New York, with the Jets, you're talking about kind of no clue what direction they're going as a football team. And they're going to bank on you to help elevate not just the players around you on the offense, but elevate the entire organization.
I got another one in the bullpen. If you,
I mean, I didn't even really give an answer here yet.
Yeah. So should he do it? He's saying he should do this.
Right. No, I don't think he should.
Man, we've spent so much time recently talking about how much the environment around the quarterbacks matter, right, for their success.
Yes.
And I mean, we've even so much went as far as to say if you put Sam Darnold in Baltimore or Buffalo and Josh Allen in those other spots or Baker Mayfield in those spots, and could have really different situations. So with that in mind, and the Jets proving their inability to build around a young quarterback,
I don't think Adam Gase's retention has anything to do with it, though. Because if Adam Gase is retained for 2021, he ain't going to be there in 2022.
How do you earn the number 1 overall pick and keep your job if you're Adam
right?
Gase?
Yeah. I mean, for the sake of the hypothetical, I get it makes it more complicated, but
right.
nah. Sell him. Okay. Daniel with a good doggo as his avatar. The NFC East is the worst division in football and will have 3 top 10 selections. Is that even mathematically possible? They got to win. Somebody in the division's got to win against each other.
Yeah, so someone has to go to the playoffs, right? So you have one team that's guaranteed to pick after, what is it, 22?
There'll be 18.
Oh,
because there's extra spots now.
Okay, so there's one team guaranteed not to pick in. So you're saying the other 3 teams finish in the top 10. Well, I'm in on Washington and the Giants.
I noticed you called them Washington. Good job.
Yeah, every other show I get it right. Trying to do the right thing, man. I mean, the Eagles top 10 draft pick? They're not that bad, are they?
I mean, if this offensive line stays this bad, maybe.
And their back 7 on defense is this bad, which we knew it would be bad.
We didn't think it'd be this bad, but it's
You
bad.
See Doug Peterson's comment? He asked, why in Carson Wentz's 5th season and is he regressing? And he said,
that's a good question.
Good question. Brother, that's any other thing besides that response would have been appropriate. Are they the worst division in football?
I think the NFC West, as of right now, based off what we've seen to start the season, is the least inspiring division in football.
What about the NFC North? Is there a good team in that division besides the Packers? I know Chicago's 2-0.
Chicago's 2-0. I'm not gonna slander my boss's team.
I would never either.
You just insinuated they were, and we actually had a take from somebody that says the Bears are pretenders. I'm not biting on it though.
How about this one from the bullpen, Kyle? It comes from Jake.
Okay.
Jake says, I would rather have a healthy Devontae Parker on my team than a healthy Davante Adams.
No, absolutely not. I'm not taking that at all.
Can we acknowledge how good Parker was last year, though?
Parker was terrific last year. But it was the first time in 5 years Parker put it together. And Parker's physical talent, I think you could say from a physical talent perspective, Devontae Parker is probably more physically talented than Davante Adams. He's not a better route runner. He's not as diverse, and he's not as productive, and he's not as durable. That's way too many things on the scale here in Adams' favor for me to take Devontae Parker over it, based off of 1 year production.
When this came through, I thought about bringing it up tonight in how I would handle it, and I think that's what I settled on. And I respect the work that Parker did last year. I mean, he was a pain in the ass to play against, but the sample size for Adams just is superior, and that's why you have to pick Adams.
His release package and his routes are top 2 in football. And that from a technical perspective, that separation, I don't even think Devontae's a great separator. He's just a bully at the catch point, and he's a high point guy.
he gave Trey White and Stephon Gilmore all they can handle last year, man. You know?
Yeah, he bullied Stephon Gilmore. But you saw DK Metcalf was real successful having physicality with Stephon Gilmore too. If you can big boy him a little bit.
Yeah, it's tough.
I mean, that's the all-time conflict in question between, separation versus size and physicality. And if you play to your strengths and if you're in an offense that accentuates what you do well, like there's more than one way to do it, right? So I think they're different players. But if you could tell me I could have either one, I'm probably taking Devontae Adams comfortably. I think I had one personally for you, but I forgot it and I didn't write it down. So we'll take Vontel's take. No hypothetical today, just a take from Vontel. Oh, we already did this, Vontel. I scrolled down here to the bottom. Andrew Blake. Mitch will have a 2017 Bortles-esque season and lead the Bears on a playoff run, resulting in him getting a long-term extension.
Didn't Mitch already have his 2017 Bortles season 2 years ago?
I think that timing was off. As far as like how far Bortles was into his career versus how far Mitch was into his career. I think that's maybe what he's saying. Because now it's extension time.
If you're the Bears, don't you just... Well, they already declined his fifth-year option. He's an expiring contract, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So wow. Whew.
You know what I'm doing?
You're gonna say franchise tag him.
No, I'm not franchise. I'm offering him 2 years, $30 million.
Take it or leave it, fully guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed.
He's not taking that.
Then where does negotiations take us? What's the high watermark for Mitch Trubisky, assuming he has a year of production that's equivalent to what he had in 2018? Just short of like 4,000 yards. Bears win 10 games.
He's going to tell you, man, he's going to say 2 out of the last 4 seasons I passed for like 4,000 yards that took you to the playoffs. He's not signing for 15.
So what's he get? What's his high water mark?
Okay, I got to figure this out now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Matt Ryan's at 30 million. Tannehill's at 29.5. Man, this is tough.
2 year, does 2 year 45 get it done? I'm offering him a 2-year deal that's going to allow me an extended window. It's not as much as what the fully guaranteed 5th-year option would have been, but it's enough of a bridge where I can get some more answers.
What about like the Jacoby Brissett deal?
That was 2 years, $40 million, right? But you're giving Mitch $40 million fully guaranteed.
I think you have to fully guarantee it.
If you're going to lowball him?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'd do that.
Yeah, because you're going to be picking in no man's land, right? Like
if you win 10 games this year, yeah.
Yeah, so do that. Draft Desmond Ridder in the 2nd round and see what happens.
So we just solved the Bears quarterback. We had somebody say that they should trade for Sam Darnold after the season. Joe's going to write about that this week, by the way, for the draftnetwork.com. What can Sam Darnold do to put off the Jets investing in a quarterback if the Jets finish with a top pick? Can't wait.
I'm going to keep my comments for the article.
You got another one?
Yeah. Well, I did. Scrolled away to look up those contracts. This isn't really okay. So this is a great statistic that I think we just need to bring up. In Atlanta's last 34 games, they have 5 losses where they scored at least 30 points. My takes on Take, this comes from Joe, by the way. My takes on Take is that Atlanta will have another loss this season while scoring at least 30 points.
Probably. Their offense is good. I don't know if I trust their defense.
Passing offense is good.
Well, yes. Caleb McGarry got dinged up, I think.
Yeah, looks like it's only going to be like a 1-week thing, so that's good for them.
Okay.
I've enjoyed watching Chris Lindstrom on tape, though, man. He's a good player.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I got a take for you. It was irresponsible of you to pump up DK Metcalf as a top 10 player in the 2019 NFL draft.
I think I was called irresponsible and a bastard
Yeah.
in that same tweet.
That's the same exchange.
Yeah. No, it looks, I mean, this isn't tea, but I'm never going to try that again because almost choked.
Did you try and sip it? Like make the noise?
But there's not as much water in here as I thought. And then I started sucking before the water was there, and it was air, and almost had a really embarrassing moment.
DK was awesome on Sunday night.
He is awesome.
He was 4 for 92. Stephon moved around with him a whole bunch. He ran that corner route
beautiful
for the touchdown. And I really appreciated the way he sold that route, too, as a deep crosser. I think it was Taylor Kyles, who's a Patriots guy that I follow on Twitter, who was talking about how Patriots are coached to aggressively attack the Y cross route. And DK on his stem, he approached that exactly like what you would expect that deep crosser to look like. And then he got to about the hash and he banged back outside. So Stephon had already started to work underneath of him to try and undercut the route. And then they banged back for the corner route. And it was really nicely sold. It was a really nice concept. And turns out DK can run a couple routes after all.
Man, I just think the detractors for DK were focused on the wrong things. Well, right? Like,
it's what we just got done talking about with Devontae and the Devontaes for styles of play.
If you discriminated against DK Metcalf because he didn't run routes like Antonio Brown, you were ignorant to the ways that he did win and how that could translate and how that could be meaningful for an NFL offense. And I recognize Seattle's a great destination for him to really show the full breadth of his skill set and for him to win vertical and have a great vertical passer and Russell Wilson. But, man, I think that's what you do when you scout players is you think about what's their ceiling, what if you put them in their optimal role, what can they do? And I think we're seeing this.
Yeah. Jared really wants us to bite on this. Cam Newton is a top 5 NFL quarterback right now.
It's we can't say that right now. You can't say that.
I won't put it up. Do you think he'll win comeback player of the year?
Man, you got Ben Roethlisberger in the running. You got Cam. You've got, I guess J.J. Watt's always in the running, it feels like.
Fourth consecutive year of eligibility. By the way, saw some of this Justin Herbert tape. Mark Schofield put up 2 throws. You watch these 2 throws that Mark Schofield narrated?
I did not.
The first one, oh my goodness gracious, Joe. There's no take here, but we're talking Rahoul has a Justin Herbert take. Rahoul, one of our Euro friends, and he stayed up late to interact with us, so we might as well acknowledge and give the man his due. Take from Rahoul: if Justin Herbert is named the starter for the rest of the season, the Chargers are a playoff contender. If Tyrod is the starter, they will miss the playoffs. You're shaking your head. And then I'll get into what I saw in that Herbert throw courtesy of Mark Schofield.
I don't think the Chargers, I don't view them as a playoff contender.
At all. At all.
No, I don't. I like Justin Herbert. I think that man, that's a big ask for him to step into this lineup and lead them to the playoffs. And I think his offensive line is deficient. I like his weapons, so I don't have any gripes there, but can he thrive and do enough with 3 suspect starters on the offensive line as a rookie to carry the team to the playoffs? I think that's a big ask. So I'm out on that.
Okay, fair enough. So this throw, I have to tell you about this throw. I believe, you test my recall here, and then I'll go back and see if I was right, and we'll talk about it on Wednesday's show. I believe it was a 1x3 set with the back set away from the strength, and the Chiefs were in zero blitz look, where the three corners out off the wide receivers were about 5 yards of cushion. Everybody else was up in the gaps at the line of scrimmage. And they end up dropping 8 and rushing 3. And they drop into a cover 2 look. And Herbert puts this ball, I shit you not, 2 inches over the helmet of the middle linebacker that was trying to buzz and get into the middle of the field on an in-breaking route to Keenan Allen. And Herbert got plastered on the throw. And to see him stand in, identify, we're in zero, no, we're not, we're in 2 deep, middle of the field open, I'm going to take my route that's splitting the hashes, and to throw it under pressure in the perfect spot on a ball that probably went 25 yards down the field in the air was just really awesome to see that particular throw and appreciate. Herbert's got the traits, man. And I hope from a mental standpoint, I hope he gets a grasp and a handle on the composure under pressure. And it was a really good look at, I mean, they dropped 8 and he still got walloped off the right side. Talking about the Chargers offensive line, but awesome throw.
This is a quote from Anthony Lynn today on Herbert. There's things you don't know about that game. He's a backup for a reason. He's a rookie. It's not like we won the damn game. He's a backup for a reason.
Anthony.
He said that.
Yeah.
Why do you have to – how do you not say anything other than we're really pleased with the way that he played on short notice to start? We're really encouraged. We're excited for his future. He did some good things. We can't wait to coach him through this. How do you say anything other than that?
I don't know.
There's a lot we didn't get done with Justin on the field. He's a backup for a reason.
It's odd. Okay, Vontail got us a new take. Vontail's hypothetical take. Cook this one up for us because we had the miscommunication with San Francisco. Would you rather play QB on a torn ACL like Phillip Rivers did, or play QB in negative 10-degree weather for an air raid offense?
I'll choose playing quarterback without a torn ACL. Wouldn't you?
Negative 10 degrees is quite cold.
I mean, can you even stand with a torn ACL?
Phillip Rivers played on a torn ACL.
I don't want to.
Ryan Tannehill almost played the playoff game against Pittsburgh in 2016 with a torn ACL. You put the brace on it. It's tough. It has to be the post leg. It can't be the back foot because you're going to drive off the back foot. So you got to have that back leg healthy.
Give me the negative.
You're not interested in tearing your ACL.
No, man. I've never had a significant injury. And I understand the knee and how it's put together. And I don't want that to be snapped. Yeah, no thanks, brother.
Right. That's your knee right there. And then there's 2 ligaments on the inside like that tether them and hold them together. And then you got stabilizers on the outside.
I'm not interested in any of that tearing.
Oh, Sue-Ann's got a toasty one. Hi, Sue-Ann.
It's good.
One of our favorite draft dudettes. Take, Jalen Hurts will get a start this season.
I want to know what team Sue-Ann likes. Let us know what your favorite team is. I think he will. I think he will get a start this season. Yeah.
Is it because of Carson Wentz's durability issues?
Yes, that's exactly why. I think he'll miss a game.
Fair.
He's getting sacked and hit like crazy. I think
now imagine if the Eagles win that game.
Oh, yeah, madness. Complete
Eagles
madness.
fans already don't know what to do with themselves about Carson.
I will say this about Eagles fans is they don't sugarcoat it, right? They're fully aware of issues with their football team. They don't try to make excuses or make it better than it is. I respect the Eagles fans for their willingness to fully embrace the reality of the situation. Sometimes to an overreacting piece of it, but they don't try to sugarcoat it and lie to you about what's real.
Sue Ann says, my favorite teams are well-run ones. It's a great answer. And you'll never get emotional watching your team play. Go watch or go listen to Locked On Dolphins if you want to hear what it's like listening to an emotional football fan.
I don't even know how to talk to you right now. As a friend. Yeah, coming off of that game. Like, I don't even know what to say. It's been weird, So I respect
because you didn't text me back. It's because you didn't text me.
Is that what it's about? No, I had my reasoning for that.
No,
I saw your reason. No, I'm not a liar.
You couldn't have found another excuse to text me about anything else throughout the rest of the day.
I didn't know what to say, and I felt bad that I didn't text you back. And I read the text, and I felt like anything I said at that point, given the timing that I read your text, it would have come across like I was being an ass, and I didn't want that.
Ooh. Grayson. Bills and Colts are probably the two best run teams. What happened to Baltimore?
Man,
what happened to New England?
Why does New England get put in this?
Because they're looking like they're going to be extremely competitive, and they've won 6 Super Bowls over the last 20 years, and the same person who's in charge of all of those is still in charge of the organization, and they have arguably one of the best owners in football.
Mixed in with all kinds of shady stuff that's cost them like penalties, and nobody looks at that roster and like overly respects it. Come on, like, we know Belichick's not a good GM.
You know what? I made the mistake of looking at that roster and not really respecting it, and then my team got its head punched in and lost by 10.
I'm not willing to buy in on the Patriots is one of the best run teams in the NFL.
How can you say that?
Look at their draft history.
Look at their wins and losses.
But
no, you play the games to not draft players. You play the games to win them.
They lucked into Tom Brady 20 years ago. They're lucky Mo Lewis killed Drew Bledsoe, and the stage was open for Tom Brady to do his thing.
Tell me the last time the New England Patriots won less than 10 football games in a season.
Can't. 1998.
I think it's 2003.
Okay, well, you got to do it the right way. Man.
There was like a 3-way tie in the AFC East that year at 9-7. I think it was 02 or 03. 10 wins at least every single year since. You can't possibly say they're not a well-run organization.
Got to do it the right way. Constantly getting fined and losing draft picks for shady stuff, man.
I think there was something up here that was a fun.
And I've been a big-time respecter of Tom Brady and what the Patriots have gotten done. You know that.
Yeah.
But when we say, best run teams, I can't, man.
See, Grayson says Bills and Colts have more caps flexibility, but Ravens have a better roster. Well, it's because the Ravens are in a different part of their life cycle, right?
Yeah, they hit the ground running for sure, man.
Yes. Now, they both have quarterbacks on rookie deals.
The Ravens got to hit the reset button with, their coaching staff in place and some pieces carrying over. You don't get to do that very often.
And how about Ozzie Newsome's, parting gift before he retired and handed it over to De Podesta?
Right.
His draft class has Lamar at 32 and Mark Andrews in it.
Right. The vision was there. Now it's just keep adding.
Oh, here you go from Luke. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Luke says, take Jerry Jeudy will lead all rookie wide receivers in yards with Sutton out.
Yeah, who's going to – Henry Ruggs will get his production, right?
CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb had 100 yards last week.
CeeDee Lamb's got 175 yards or something like that through 2 games.
So here's why I'm out on this. Drew Lock's going to miss the next however many games. Driscoll's their quarterback, right?
It's 2 to 6 weeks, which is a weirdly large strike zone.
Give me CD with Dak.
Anything else?
I feel like Patriots fans are going to be pissed at me for what I just said, but I can live with it.
It's okay. Can we appreciate we have a take from a Jason Taylor in the chat with a Dolphins comment?
Is it the real? No, put that up there. I want to talk about Mike a second. That dude's a freaking pain in the ass, man.
Jason Taylor.
You and I talked Mike Gesicki a lot this summer, and it was me talking about how good he was, and you were like cautioning me. Guy goes out 8 for 130 and a tutty yesterday, like just beasting guys at the catch point.
Against a bunch of backup linebackers.
See, there it is. How do I like Gesicki more than you?
I don't not like Mike.
And he's annoying. He like celebrates after he catches passes, and he's like all like Gronk-like. Super annoying player.
I don't know. Mike's weird though, because
like
goofball. No, I just meant like his play style. He's not. He's linear. From a linear perspective, he's very explosive, but I don't think he's like very fluid. I don't think he's very agile. He's just he's very explosive on shallow angles, and he's got an incredible catch radius. And credit where credit's due, Fitzpatrick in Miami fed him in week 2, which they should have. And he's starting to really come on as a receiver and getting receiving production. But Devontae Parker was also not at 100%, and Preston Williams has not really shown up for the Dolphins. So, like, somebody's got to get the ball. So you go to where the opposing team was weakest in week 2, and that's why Mike Gesicki got 8 catches for 130 yards.
Gesicki's not a top 5 tight end in the league, but he's a good player.
I would agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, top 5's too rich. I mean, you got Andrews, Kittle, Kelsey,
Travis Kelce, Zach Ertz, if you still want to qualify him despite his lack of run after catch production. Hot take, I think Dallas Goedert's a better tight end in the year 2020 than Zach Ertz.
It's more dynamic.
How about what's his name for the Rams too?
Oh, Higbee. Yeah, he's a good player.
Higbee he had like three touchdowns this past week.
He's a good player.
He's really coming on strong as well. So
but Gesicki's probably in the top 10.
I think he leads the NFL in receiving yards right now for tight ends. He's got 160 yards.
I can tell you as a fan of a team that has to play Gesicki, he worries me. And I think that's the best compliment I can give him.
Okay. I'll take it. You guys are going to have to take it from us. We are done. Monday Night Football getting ready to kick off. Saints Raiders. If you're listening to this after the fact on the podcast, Mondays and Thursdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we go live on YouTube. Get a chance to interact with you guys. We always have a lot of fun doing it. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Takes on Takes. Make sure you come back and see us again next time.